Hey guys, Aqua Duelist here, and I put a bit of thought into today's video, and today I'm going to recommend you guys, or talk about, I guess both, 5 cards that I thought up that essentially are cards that combat against hand traps, whether it be it kind of keeps your opponent from playing them or just kind of stops them. But these are essentially the 5 cards I came up with, and I do have all of these except for the last one, and have played around with them for a bit. So, but the first card, or the first 2 cards, I'm grouping together, and there's a reason why. But the first 2 cards is Called by the Grave, should be no surprise, and Deity Crow. Everyone should know what these cards do, especially Called by the Grave. Deity Crow kind of does somewhat the same thing. Or, yeah, it kind of does the same thing. And the thing was, even back early in the year, around January, I think it was like January, February, like first format of the year, essentially, or this year, people played D.D. Crow and Called by the Grave, both at 3. That was a big thing, I remember, and about the second format of this year, D.D. Crow kind of started to was dying off, and it wasn't really receiving a whole lot of play anymore, and it was essentially just Called by the Grave. Called by the Grave is, and these are all budget friendly. Called by the Grave is currently about $1.25, $1.50 for commons. The supers are about $5, and for DD Crow, the Legendary Collection Kaiba print is about $1 a piece, which honestly, besides the Ultimate Rare, is the best printing. Next card that I'm going to recommend is Neospatian Aqua Dolphin. This card saw a little bit of play this year. I think it was last format, specifically. And it was in Gokis. If you don't know what this card does, which I kind of suspect some people don't, you essentially discard a card, look at your opponent's hand, or discard a monster card, look at your opponent's hand, and then pick one monster whose attack is less than or equal to the monster's attack, to the attack of the monster you discarded, and then you send it to the grave, and they take 500 damage. If they don't have any cards that meet the requirement, or meet the requirement, then you take 500 damage. Essentially, the card can discard itself to activate its effect. And it has 500. Neospatian Aqua Dolphin has 500 attack. So this card essentially stops all hand, or not stops. Essentially is stronger than all the hand traps attack wise. So you can discard any hand traps that you want if your opponent has any in their hands. Not only do you get to discard a opponent's hand trap, if they have one, but it also gives you the nice bonus of getting to look at your opponent's hand and seeing what they have, which is always nice. Knowing exactly what your opponent has, really good. This card's roughly around $1.50, and was recently reprinted in the Battles of Legends pack for this year. Was Relentless Revenge. Best or most beautiful printing of the card, other than the ulties. So you're getting a very beautiful bang for your buck there. The next card I'm going to recommend is Prohibition. I actually just did a video on this. If you haven't seen it, you should check that out, because this card can do so much more. I'm putting the link to the description in below. If you haven't watched it, don't know what this card does. Essentially, it's a continuous spell. You declare one card, and essentially, no one can play that card while it's on the field. However, though, there is two downsides to it. One is if the card is already on the field that you're declaring, like Masterpiece. I know the card's banned. First card that's been coming to my mind recently. I don't know why. You play Prohibition. That Masterpiece on the field is unaffected by Prohibition's effect. But the other disadvantage or drawback, however you want to say, of this card is you also cannot activate the card that you declare. So keep that in mind if you are running Handtraps and call out Handtraps. You can't activate that Ash Blossom if you call Ash with this card. So just keep that in mind when playing this card. Last card I'm recommending, and honestly I feel like is the worst card for this, which is somewhat like Prohibition. And the card is called Mind Crush. Again, this card this card can do more than just counter hand traps or combat hand traps. Honestly, I honestly would call it a card I know my opponent has, like if they search for it or something. But But essentially, you call a card name or declare a card name. If your opponent has it in their hand, they have to discard all copies of it, and if they don't, you discard a card. The reason why I'm going to say straight up this is probably the worst one, I feel like, in my opinion, is because card advantage wise, if they don't have the card you declare, you do lose a card. And to be honest, card advantage is really important in this game. But I mean, if you have a dead draw, I guess, or like a hand that's not so great, I guess it's fine. I don't have any copies of this card. I would consider it a staple Yu-Gi-Oh card in general, as I know a lot of it's a somewhat of a popular side deck choice for a while. So it's not a bad card. I'm more leery of the drawback of it. But this card's really cheap, actually. You can actually find the commons of this card for roughly around $1, and it was reprinted in the Layer of Darkness structure deck. It does have an ultra rare, which if you are trying to holo it, get a holo print, it's roughly around $8. And speaking of which, Prohibition. Also very budget friendly. Secrets are about $2, which is what I own. However, if you want to go a bit more budget, there is a rare and common, which roughly around 80 cents to $1. But you can get some light plates for starting around around 30 cents off a TCG player from when I looked. So yeah, all these are very budget friendly, and all just really good cards in general. Thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, hit that like button down there. If you want to see more content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and make sure you hit that notification button when you do, so this way when my videos come out, you get a notification of when they come out. And I do 4 or 5 videos a week. But yeah, thank you guys for watching.